for some reason, and I don't even know why, Jeff started tweeting stuff that to me was not fun anymore about my past love relationships and about anything he could find to smear me based on that story that I told him I told him about on the Drunken Peasant. And from that, I considered that Jeff was engaging in Twitter abuse, and I've blocked him. That's pretty much my story.
Okay, can I? Since this is WWE, let me drop a shoulder from the top ropes. Because Jeff did respond with bringing something up. I have no idea what it is, but Jeff, I'd like your take on it since it's out there in the fucking public spectrum, or public arena. Jeff, I'm paraphrasing because the tweet's deleted, but you said essentially, JF is the guy that had to have the state intervene because he was too busy fucking retards. What the fuck is that about?
So are you asking Jeff or me?
I'm asking you because I don't know any of this backstories, and I want to get your take on what the fuck what's being put out there.
Oh, so when maybe a year or two ago, 2 years ago, I fell in love with a woman who was mentally retarded. She had autism, and her father disagreed with her choice to live with me, to become my fiance and to have a baby with me. So we lived together a few months, and since her father was disagreeing with our relationship, he intervened by going to what we call in the United States a ex parte probate hearing, which is a judiciary hearing in which you are found to be mentally incapable of making decisions as an adult in your absence.
So, how old was she?
She was 19 years old.
Okay, so she was an adult.
She had to leave her parents and to live with me, and she had decided to start a family with me. She was found in this proceeding that violates the United States Constitution in her absence to have no rights, and her father violently kidnapped her after and is still detaining her, and it was against her will. She was screaming, and she was just took. Yeah.
Jesus, that's so sad, man.
Yeah,
from autism, like how bad was the autism?
Jesus, Andy.
I'm just saying, like, imagine you're like, no, Dad, like, I'm good.
What kind of fucking question is that? Here's this heartbreaking story. So how retarded was she?
No, I'm just saying, because you're saying like that she was trying to explain to everyone, like, I don't want to go, right? But what level, like, do you hit where the government's like, no, sorry, you can't do that?
Well, when the person is in front of the policeman, and the policeman was not involved in her kidnapping, the policeman came weeks before, and he's asking her, "Are you happy here?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm super happy. Please leave me alone. We're having a fantastic life, and it's okay that you guys care, but I'm okay. I'm doing good, and I'm happy." If she can state this, and without any sort of pressure, why would you take that person away?
And that's my point. And hey, Jim, that's why I asked that question. Everyone's like, holy fuck, Andy, Jesus Christ. No, the reason is because I'm just picturing her not being able to speak to the court or the police officer or whoever, you know what I mean? But if she's saying, I'm happy, you know, I know people with autism and they're like able to speak and stuff, and it's great. It's fine. So if I was just asking, how autistic was she? Was she able to even fucking
first the Mexican thing and now this? You're really on a roll, man.
Yo, listen.
She was a very special person, and she had a way to communicate with the world that needed lots of attention. You needed to understand her. You needed to understand that she's going to be delayed in the way she interacts, but when you waited for her to speak, and sometimes it could take 5 more seconds than a normal person, but when you waited, she showed that she had something inside of her that was very high IQ. She had very high intelligence, but it was trapped in a brain that was functioning very differently. But the problem with these officers and with this intimidation that she's been the victim of, because once she got kidnapped by her father, she got passed through the state system of psychologists who tried to convince her that she got raped. And the problem is, faced with that kind of intimidation, even a normal 19-year-old girl might be intimidated into finding that she was raped. Even her, with her mental disabilities, she didn't get convinced that I was a rapist, and she kept telling these people, and as far as I know, is still telling these people that they took her against her will and that she was never raped by me. She consented to every step, and she, as far as I know, she would have liked to live with me still. Now, I moved on with my life because she's been kidnapped, really, by the state of Texas and hidden from me. But it's a sad thing, and it's a sad thing to see Jeff insult me about this whole story on Twitter.
And JF, I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat and Jim's reaction. I wasn't trying to be insensitive. I'm more like, I was asking in a way where I'm just trying to understand how could the courts like see what she's saying or hear what she's saying and go, no, sorry. And I wasn't trying to be insensitive, and I apologize if I sound. I have no filter in the way I ask things. Sometimes a little bit fucked up. So
merely insulted by the tweets of Jeff. You guys are laughing at it, and it's a funny situation. It's funny in a dark way, and I don't mind about this. I totally live with it. I will live with it for the rest of my life. But to ask a reminder on Twitter, every time you take stance on a political position and you get Jeff Hollandaise saying on Twitter, oh yeah, but he fucked a retard, so he must be wrong about this or he must be wrong about that. Like, what the
I never tweeted that. I have to say, your selective outrage is pretty interesting, but I already apologized for the tweets. They were shitty tweets. They were bad tweets. I was drunk and I was pissed off, and yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, Jeff,